Adventure in Bystial, that's the name of the game. Alrighty, to the 34% of not smash it. You guys know what I'm saying. Make sure you smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. We have the Wonder Liz Championship breakdown here, and kind of seeing the crazy things that have been happening with this new set is actually the reason why I wanted to cover this, because it's so very interesting seeing, like, while Tier is at like the top of the food chain still, Bystial synchro good stuff is climbing up from the ranks of the abyss, pun intended there, and is actually shaking things up. So we had two Bystial synchro decks as the most represented decks out of this event. You're probably like, really? Yeah, actually. Now, when we get a look at, you know, what's going on with these, you'll see some of the ideas and things that we're pulling off here now. We also had one tier elements. That's such a fresh sigh of relief there. We also have one Fallen of Albaz good stuff, which is actually kind of interesting because with the final run of support for Albaz here, I was very curious to see like how this deck would evolve into its new iteration. We also had Trap Trick Bystial. I didn't think that would be a deck that I would see anytime soon functioning, but it's very interesting. We also had Thunder Dragon. Okay. We also had Naturia. Yeah, Naturia is still doing things with the Ishizu package in the current state that it is. And we also had a Sprite with a slight Melfi package in it, which isn't really anything too strange. I mean, we've seen little bits and pieces of Melfi be merged with Sprite in the past, but that's definitely interesting. But this breakdown is the nicest fresh air that I have seen in so long. All right, just the fact that we have diversity. I know those are some real words there. The format actually looks very wide open, and that's actually what you want to see. All right, we're going to pass on over so you can take a look at some of these deck lists. Winning the event here is none other than good old tier elements. Well, that's fine, honestly. It was only one tier, and the fact that the rest of this particular tournament was more balanced out, I think this is fine. Still playing the Ishizu package. The tier elements numbers are pretty reduced. One Parios, one Primeval, triple Scream. That's actually kind of nice, seeing that we're on triple of the traps. Alright, so your extra deck feels very, very standard as well. I also see that we've extended down to triple tasking in the side deck. Technically, as long as, you know, you're against Bystials, you just bring in tasking. You're like, alright, cool. So my opponent did something, now I can go search for my talents. In a format like this where Bystials have, you know, extended beyond the ceiling here, it is very interesting to see the ratios and things that we're pulling for here. So let's say very, very more standardized at this point in time. But hey, when you can make Winda and other good stuff, you do so, right? Next up here is our Bystial Synchro good stuff, as we're going to call this. So how does this work? So we use our adventure package. We use all of our interruptions here, aka, you know, Bystials. And then we have access to, we're actually playing the new Frapple Dragon, actually. So the cool thing about the little Frapple Dragon is the fact that if you have the adventure token up, you can special summon it, and then you can go ahead and start doing synchro plays. Guess what? You can make too dang long dragon down here. See, we're also playing one skill drain in the main deck. Just one. That is very, very interesting. Like, looking at how this deck is formulated for the way that it's designed, you can definitely tell that, you know, Chaos Ruler has become that clench benchmark here for this format. It is just such a monster for what it really aims to do. So good stuff for the synchro good stuff. Next up is Fallen of Albaz Bystial. So here's the thing with this. What new real stuff did we get to put in here? Mainly just the new synchro, actually. This deck didn't entirely change all that much. I mean, most of your main deck is exactly the same. We're playing, you know, fusion or triple fusion deployment. We're playing one Adir Servant, but when you get down the extra deck, you're still playing the Cartesia Dragons. You're playing the new Baron, and then you're playing one of the new Albaz Fusion. That's it. None of the other new support really stuck around. I also see that we're playing the new Fusion Trap down there as well, to give you the ability to banish from the graveyard to go ahead and do your thing. Remember, Brand Fusion is at 1 right now in the OCG, and literally, oddly enough, this deck is taking back off. So definitely something to kind of recognize out here is, even with, the current limitations and things this deck has going for it. Yeah. Now, we also have Trap Trick Bystial here. Now, it's a real shame that this deck had to kind of evolve into the way that it is here, because it doesn't have much of a choice. Like, most of your Trap Trick packages are going to be 1-card engines anyway. You're kind of forced to have to play a lot of responsive cards in order to keep up with, the crapshoot that's going on around you. And that's basically what you're seeing here is Bystial, good stuff. Dimension shifters, your trap holes have been basically reduced here, and you're still trying to, you're making Constellar Diamond and stuff like this as an anti-meta choice. This has shifted its general functionality into a completely different deck at this point in time. So very, very interesting to see how we've stripped off so much of the Trap Tricks cards, and we've just become a combo anti-meta deck. Interesting. Next up here is Thunder Bystial. Now, obviously, they still do have Thunder Dragon Colossus, which says a lot at the end of the day. I mean, the fact that they still have access to this amazing monster must be nice. Dear old OCG. And of course, I mean, how many Bystials can you put into a deck? The answer is 10. Obviously, Bystial is going to give you those interruptions. And then to top things off, you're going to use your Thunder package as your offensive capabilities. That's literally what this format is now. It's Bystials are my defensive option. What flavor of good stuff do I want to include in my deck to give me, how do I want to win this game? And obviously there are a lot of splashable synergy options here for this. And because tier still exists at the top, you're getting the chance to kind of see the diversity in option trees. If you can really call it diversity at this point for the format. So very, very interesting to see that. And now we have Naturia. Woo! A little bit of, still playing 3 Bystials, that's fine. So Naturia package is going to give us access to Beast and Barkion. Okay. I see we're also playing the Chaos Angel in here as well. We have seen that card show up this weekend quite a lot. Chaos Angel is a very, very, very scary card at the end of the day. And the fact that, you can just take the next best engine deck, go ahead and slap them on in there, be like, look at this bad boy, we're good to go. Plus, since we're playing Naturia, you can go ahead and make the bamboo shoot and then just laugh at your opponent. So many things that you can do. I also like the fact that they've dramatically reduced the amount of Sacred Trees in their deck. While Sacred Tree is still a very good card, I feel like it doesn't do enough at the end of the day. I mean, obviously it's your whole engine, but you don't do enough milling like you would. So, and plus, I mean, Foolish Burial Goods is a 1 of in this deck. So, a massive reduction in that category. All right, next up here. Here we go. It's an OCG Sprite deck. With reduced numbers. And I remember Jet and Starter are at 1. And they don't get the same level of craziness that we do, but they still have Ronin and Toadin, actually. Because they still have Ronin and Toadin, they can make some pretty interesting plays. Now, the big things down here that catch my eye, we are playing the 2-card Melfi package. So it gives us access to Melfi's of the Forest, gives us access to the level 4 Synchro. Kind of interesting to see the combo lines that are being presented here with this, but I do like the idea behind this. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, this deck is very standard. The fact that they can bring back the adventure package here and have it be, splashed into this deck is very, very interesting as well. So, not too bad. But overall, this is what you're looking at here for a more generic Sprite list. And the last one we have for you here is more Bystial Synchro. Now, as we said previously here, so many things that you can do, but the new 5Ds, Yusei's new tuner monster is busted as crap. Free special summon for a 700 attack monster. I mean, who needs Halki Fibrax at this point in time? Also, the fact that the rest of this deck feels very, very standard. Chaos Angel, big old flying dragon in the sky. You pick your choice of level 7 dragon to get you off of the ground. So, overall, not too bad for a breakdown. I'm happy to see the different option trees that are being available here for this particular event. So, good stuff. So, what do you guys think? Please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace out. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.